everybody, welcome back to another episode of Concrete with the Hosses. As you can see behind me here, we have a decent sized basement. We're going to go ahead and get prepped and ready to pour on Monday. If you can't see it, there's a lot of plumbing we have to work around, so good thing we brought our small 301 mini excavator. Go ahead and get the camera set up and get this one started. Alright, so over here is pretty much all graded. Our floor drain is set to height. We have our Ty Wheats laser set up, broadcasting that nice green line on the wall. I was trying to make this nice for Stan. He told me to beat it. Said he'll get it with a rake. I think all that's left is a little bit of high gravel right through here, which he said he can lose over here. Now if you notice, we have these white lines painted out. This is a 6-inch sunken area for the bar area, I guess. Matt's jumping on getting that formed up, so I'm going to start pulling gravel out of here. I can lose it over behind the machine. I have a big hole over there I can lose it in. So try to get this finished up so we can get off to the next one. Okay, so as you can see, about 99.7% of this basement is good and graded. This area here is recessed 6 inches for a bar. So we went ahead and got that formed up, and we did it in a way that we can pour our main floor here and this floor at the same time. Our drain is set. They specifically said they wanted it level. That's just for a somebody drops a drink, somebody spills a bottle of whatever, they'll push it into that. They said they wanted this drain level, so this whole area is going to be level with no slope on it. I have my machine sitting on a little bit of stone. I can go ahead and fluff it back into there, and whatever excess stone we have in, just pitch right out of the door. So we're going to go ahead and get this finished up, get everything loaded up, and head off to the next one.
Okay, mixer's due any minute. We're gonna pull them up here. We can't get inside the door because of the decks here. So we're gonna load wheelbarrows right here. The gravel's real thick, so we have to stay on the wheeling boards. So we just have those positioned different roadways. This is a recessed bar. So there's a 5.5-inch drop down for this floor compared to this floor. So we're going to pour a little bit of this first. Boy, jumping around in this one. We're going to bring the mixers through the window, the chute for the mixer through the window, hit that board, start over there. 30-yard basement, but it is so chopped up. We got pipes everywhere, we got posts everywhere, and we got this. So not our typical floor. But we're ready, waiting on the mixers. Check out this view. Real nice area up here. Okay, Monday morning. We're gonna go right through number 2 window, hit our wheelbarrows. Doing it this way, it's only a 30-foot wheel. We'll hit this bay, jump over, hit this bay, clean on over. Okay, just pulling them up. Hitting our wheelbarrows inside. That's good. We can bring them up more, 2 more, 3 more feet. Can you see okay? All right.
You able to hit both of those barrels now?
So we're gonna hit right there, head inside. Okay, I'll get a couple barrels live footage and we'll go to time lapse.
Make sure you pick your feet up. Those middle boards will pop up in them.
As soon as it hits the barrel, you reach up, scrape it, put the shovel on the chute, not the handle in the concrete.
Red door. Over!
Okay, so last little bit of first truck, story pull. Lower block is concrete height, upper block is grade height. Concrete height, right there. A little dark. Metal straight edge right to the drain. 2 screeds out. Done. Next concrete's coming right in this window. Just making our way right around this box, dumping in front of it, tucking under. Next round, we're gonna dump over it. Right in here, Jay. Make your turn, and good. Right here, Della. Good. Okay. Oozing under a little bit. That'll help stabilize our form. Now we can dump over. Okay, I'm down to 3% battery life. Last little section right in here. The recessed bar area is all poured. Number 3 truck's pulling position. Jay, go watch him up top. Make sure he's not hitting that deck. Last section right in here at the door. I'll get the camera plugged in for the final. Underway pouring, just working it straight back. We'll lose these boards as we get closer to the door. I'd say hard part is over. Donuts and coffee in 20 minutes. Okay, all that's left is this area right here, about a 12 by 12, 12 by 14. Just below the line, so you know where to float to. Watching the bull float handles. A couple more, I can pull this back, make my turn, right out the door. Good. It's about 10 degrees, and what am I talking about? It's 30 degrees out. He's in a t-shirt sweating. Minute lesson on straight edge. So this is an 8-foot straight edge. Make sure your ends are down, riding on either a form or a wet screed. And look for this line I'm leaving in the concrete right there. You know you're down when you're seeing that. So with this end down, look towards the other side and make sure that that end is down as well. And just slightly tilt the board back and forth and cream up the concrete. Pull it ahead. Leave it set there, kick your feet, a small step back. I always keep a hand float with me, fill in my footprints, and repeat. It's a combination of slow and flat, closes up the concrete, but you gotta be quick about it. And I know that sounds funny. You only have so much time to work with the concrete. So if you're in the hot sun, a little bit faster, keeping the board nice and flat. That's what you want it to look like when you're straight edged. And as far as your back goes, my butt is as low as I can get it. Really like sit down in the concrete. Going in those feet prints, shoulders and arms. Don't pull with your low back. You'll feel it in your legs, in your shoulders and arms. If you feel it in your low back, don't do it that way. You're gonna hurt yourself. So I'm not pulling with my back at all. If you're like this, you can see how you're not gonna last long. So there's my 2-minute tip on straight edging. Good luck. Okay, next thing we'll talk about is bull floating. Same thing, flat on that bull float. We have knuckles on ours, so all we got to do is turn the handle and it changes the pitch of the bull float. If you don't have a knuckle, you adjust that by raising and lower the handle. Pick it up at the end and set it down flat, overlapping about 25% of the bull float. Bring it back. See how he just has like a 1/4 inch of gap underneath that edge? You don't want it to dig in, and you also don't want it too steep. You want it to close that surface up. One more. Right around the post. A little turn. So maybe that'll help you as well. Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. It's a pretty nice Saturday morning. First one that we've had in quite some time. So this is what I'm working on today. This area right here. This is right beside the patio that I just redid. So that's all cleaned up. And this is about the last thing I have to deal with. I made this about 15 years ago. So it's a little pond that I just keep clear chlorinated water in. When the kids were little, they would play in here, and I have 2 waterfalls coming off of it. And then up top, I have fish pond water, and that's how it looks after winter. We had some workers here. You see the water bottle in there. So this all gets cleaned. this all gets leaf blown, the tall grasses get cut back, weeds get pushed back, and this is right on the edge of the woods. So this happens every year. It's just a constant battle holding that all back, and that's okay. Just a weed whacker, knock that down. I push it over the hill, and then the tall grasses come up. In a month, this all looks really nice. But for today, I'm gonna pump this water out, give this all a power washing, and get this all cleaned up. And what I wanted to talk about real quick is I got this pump from SmartBot. SmartBot pump. It's a small pump, and it's supposed to do amazing work. So they asked me if I'd put it in a video and try it out, and I said sure. As soon as they reached out to me, I thought of this project. I've had this sitting in the garage for about 2 months, waiting for a nice Saturday, and I think today's the day. So I'm going to get this opened up and see how good it works. I have a 2 horsepower pump and a 2-inch line that I usually put right here, roll down over the hill, pump it out. It goes pretty quick. We'll see if this works, just as good as that. So stay tuned, I'll get this opened up. Okay, a couple quick details about this pump. It comes with a bunch of attachments. You can hook it up to different size garden hose, 1-inch hose, maybe 1.5 inch. Here's my 2-inch hose that I use for the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. And then I can sort of compare how it usually took about 45 minutes to pump this water down with my other pump. And I always had to watch it because once it got down to the inlet, then the pump would keep running. I didn't want to burn it up, so I had to unplug it and then take it from there. This one has auto shut off. So once it gets, I can get this pumping, I can go do something else, and this will, shut off all by itself. And then whenever I get back to it, I can. Looks like it pumps about 2,800 gallons per hour. So that sounds pretty good. I'd say let's just get it hooked up and see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing I do every year when I do this, I have my 2-inch hose, and I always just roll it right over the hill right here. And I'm getting pretty good at this. So that's down onto the level. Now, I have a bunch of leaves and debris down here. What I usually do is set it in a 5-gallon bucket with a bunch of holes drilled in it for that area. But I can set it right up here where there's no leaves and get it going and see how it works. Steve wants to borrow this to do his perk test, so you'll be able to see it on his video as well, Gunpowder and Freedom. This looks like a good spot to get started. There's about 18 inches of water right there. Keep this pretty straight. Here we go. Grab the camera. Okay, plugged it in. Right away it started pumping. Looks like it's coming out pretty good. Remember, this is a 1/2 horsepower pump. The hose is about half full once it starts going down the hill. there's no head pressure to really inflate this hose. And I'll continue to check and make sure I'm not blocked. So I'll set the timer. It already dropped about an inch just in that short period of time. Well, how about that? That's been about an hour. I power washed this all down, power washed that, power washed the patio. And this is taking it down to about 2 inches of water over at the pump. So now I just take a snow shovel, no metal edge. That way I just scoop up the leaves and I pitch them right over the hill. And I'll continue power washing this down a couple of times. I really like that pump. That worked pretty well. So check them out. SmartBot Pump. You can get all their information online. And I believe we'll have a link on this video. With all that green nasty water gone, I have it filling up with just regular old house chlorinated water. So I have this cavity in here that every winter, every fall, I take this pump out, and then springtime I just put it back in. I don't want this in here all winter and freeze. It's, oh boy, 15 or 16 years old. I've been doing this every year, so it's holding up good, so I'll just continue doing that. So I have a conduit through there, and I have all my connections right here. Okay, so there it is with fresh, clean water in it. One of these years, I'm going to repaint the bottom of this. It looked really good for 5 or 10 years, but now the paint's starting to come off. So a fresh coat on there. I already got a frog in it. So we'll go ahead and get this thing turned on. Okay, Em just hit the switch for me. Here comes the water. So it comes out from underneath these two spillways. Right over here. So what I do next, I have this pond blue. And I always get this on my hands, but it comes off. So there it goes. So that all mixes in there. And that's what it looks like. So we sit out here at night and listen to it. It's real relaxing. So I hope you enjoy that. Maybe we'll get one of these going for a customer and I'll show you how I did it.